Welcome to the So Social Radio Show. I'm your host, Richard Martin, here with my amazing co-host,
cheri-Martin, and we are the WCN Interactive Team, business growth, marketing, and social media strategists helping you to
dream it, plan it, build it, and most importantly, successfully do it.
The thumbs up on that, Richard.
Absolutely.
It's all for that growth, prosperity, and success. And as you know, each Wednesday at 12 noon, right here on TalkNetworkRadio.com, we share tips and techniques to grow you and your business, plus demystify social media and marketing for you so that you can have more fun.
And my favorite, more profits.
Well, we want to welcome everyone to our So Social Radio show today. Gosh, March 1st. Where did February go? Where did January go, right?
It is moving way, way too fast.
It is. It's the third month of the first quarter, and I'm looking at our numbers. I'm looking at everything we've been doing, and I haven't slowed down since New Year's Day. It's been a fun year so far, and it's been a great year. I think we're definitely on track to do some wonderful things this year, and especially with our radio show. Also, we are contributors to the new Connect 10 magazine that was rolled out in January from the So Social Radio Show. Listen to me. TalkNetworkRadio.com, the parent company MediaFish. They put this magazine out. It's an online magazine, and we are so honored and blessed to be participants as far as contributing articles in the magazine. And March 1st, the third issue just got launched today.
Yes, it did.
So
good issue.
It won't be public until tomorrow. But if you are one of our lucky subscribers to our weekly Social Biz Buzz, you will have a link right there in our email that went out this morning.
So if they want to get added to that list, what should the listeners do?
Well, very good question. They can actually, in fact, they can get a free gift as well when they go and sign up. They can go to 52socialbiztips.com. And when they go to 52, that's the number 52, socialbiztips.com, there'll be a form for them to put their email and their first name in. They'll then receive a welcome in their link in their inbox with a link to download 40 conversation starters for Facebook marketing, which kind of flows right in with what we're going to be sharing today. So again, that's 52socialbiztips.com. And when you sign up to receive our So Social Biz Buzz every Wednesday morning, which puts out information about our upcoming workshops, of course, a great business or social media tip, as well as information about our So Social Radio show. So it's a lot of great information. We've had some really great feedback on it and what we're putting out there for everyone. But I wanted to make sure that they did receive something for free. And again, that's that 40 different conversation starters for
very
Facebook
important
marketing.
For social media these days.
Exactly. And I'll make sure I post that link up on our So Social Radio Show page as well. So make sure you give us a like, too, on So Social Radio Show on Facebook. And if you have some ideas or some requests on what you would like some of our topics to be here on So Social Radio Show, please do put them in the comment thread. It's open for you to post. But we definitely, before we get started with our conversation today, which is going to be about the difference between, the Facebook profile, the Facebook page, the Facebook group. There's 3 different components or elements that you can actually start engaging on within social media. But so many individuals are confused about where they should be or should they be on all of them. But we're going to help you hopefully today have a better understanding on how to use each of these elements for greater engagement and reach and success. So let's give a shout out first to our partners and our sponsors.
Hey, that is my pleasure. Toastmasters, a world leader in communications and leadership development. Find out how you can improve your speaking and leadership skills. Visit toastmastersd84.org. And Nancy Hone is the district director there, and she can help you do whatever you need to get done. A very good group.
They're our annual sponsors, so we're so, again, honored to have them. And Nancy will be with us again here in the next quarter, coming on to share some tips and techniques on leadership and networking.
They've got some interesting networking things going on. So
I
don't want to give it away, but
they do.
Totally networking that works.
And also Constant Contact, an award-winning company empowering small businesses and nonprofits to grow and succeed through email marketing. You can be a marketer with one toolkit, one login. Just go to bit.ly/WCN free, FREECTCT, and get started with a 60-day free trial. You can start growing your marketing list right now.
Hey, it works. It works really well. And everythingbrevard.com, a Brevard County, Florida community website, keeps up to date with everything that's happening in Brevard, and get your business listed on everythingbrevard.com.
And we also want to give a shout out to one of our partners here in the Brevard community, which is the Small Business Development Center. For those of you that were here with us last week, we had Marty Duffy, who is the director of our local SBDC, on as our guest, and he shared some great information. Go to talknetworkradio.com and click on the So Social Radio Show, and you'll be able to tune in and listen to that podcast. He gave a lot of great information, but we are actually doing a workshop with them next Wednesday, which is March 8th, and that's a live workshop. So if you're in the Central Florida area, Brevard County area, even down in the Indian River County area, we welcome you to come and join us. It's next Wednesday, as I said, March 8th, from 3 to 5. And it is a no-cost workshop. It is actually a lot of new content that we're adding to our workshops this year. But it is about social media for your small business. And it's just an overview on what is the best way to really tap into social media, and answering some of those questions that we always get asked is, do you know why you have to be on social media, or do you know which social media platform will have the biggest bang for you? Those are the questions that we're going to be providing for you. But you can sign up, and we do ask that you sign up, because this class always fills up fast.
Yes, it does.
So the link to sign up is, Richard, you have it right there.
bit.ly/SBDC 3817. Let me say that again. bit.ly/SBDC 3817.
And that is uppercase SBDC on that link. So, and again, I'll post those on our So Social Radio Show and on Facebook, as well as up on our website, so that you can have all those. And we'd look forward to seeing you, joining us. And again, always tune in every Wednesday. So, shall we get started with so many of these questions that we're receiving all the time? Everyone, I don't care what workshop we do, and we start sharing the difference about Facebook. We always get asked, well, do I need, what's the difference, first of all, the social media or the Facebook profile? And then if I have a profile, do I have to have a business page? And what are these groups for? These are three different elements that are each of them have their own purpose.
We talk about this a lot, and I always come back to my same point. You have to begin with the end in mind.
Good point.
What is your purpose for being there? If it's just to have fun and communicate with friends and family, hey, your Facebook profile is just fantastic. But if you're a business owner or somewhere else that you have a project going on, then there's other resources. And when you really want to get down to it, down to the nitty-gritty, where you can actually make sales, then there's another one.
the Facebook profile, which is your personal page on Facebook. That's what you put in your own name. Again, per Facebook's terms and conditions, it needs to be in your personal name, not your business name.
They do periodically go by and weed out millions, though.
They do. You don't see them all the time. Some people get by with having a couple of them, but they put one in their personal name, one in a personal name with a business name after it, or some, I know individuals have actually tried to put in, start their personal profiles with two names so that the couple kind of shares it. But Facebook's been kind of, coming down on some of those, and all of a sudden they either will remove them or give you a heads up that you need to change the name on your page. But again, you can only have one personal page. And again, per the Facebook terms and conditions, it must be in your personal name. That's the profile. So if you are wanting to promote your business, what's the etiquette for promoting your business on that personal profile, Richard?
Well, you got to remember it's personal information. Selling's a no-no as far as trying to do that. Letting people know about what your business is or what you do is fine. Mm-hmm. So it's all right to go ahead and put some information, but don't try to over-promote. Don't try to sell at all, because the profile is a friend-to-friend medium, not a business-to-friend medium. That's the page.
Very well said. In fact, the profile does not allow you to do some of the activities that the Facebook page allows you to do. So, but what you can do on your personal profile, and I like to share with my clients when I'm doing some training, to let them know that they can do about 20% of business-related postings on their personal profile. And there's no need to keep, have a personal profile for just your family and personal friends, and then, as I said, another personal profile for those business individuals you want to communicate with. Because, again, only can have one, but you can set it up so within when you're communicating, that you're communicating with just those individuals at the time that you want to have them see the stream of communication coming off your personal profile from your the little box that says what's happening or what's up, and you put some information. There's an audience selector, so you can actually select the audience that you want to see that information coming off your personal profile. So that's the best way to keep those conversations separate, so that you are communicating with the right individuals when you're posting stuff about your business.
What if I'm the type of individual that's very unsure of themselves, not quite sure what to say, don't want to embarrass themselves, don't want to embarrass anybody else? How can they get around that? Because they still have to have the personal profile, but you can't abandon it. Am I right?
I'm not sure if I understand your question.
Well, abandon it just rarely or if ever post.
Oh, no. You want to be posting consistently across all the areas that you are on and located on social media. So your personal profile, you're going to probably do a lot more engagement. And I find myself that is really where I get a lot more feedback, a lot more comments, etc., and streams of conversation going. So that's when I'll throw a few things in about my business or give them a link where they can go learn more, announce some things as well. But on your business page, and you can actually link from your personal profile to your business page. So when someone actually comes and sees your personal page, right below on the left-hand side underneath your profile pic, there is an area where you can click on Edit Your Workplace, and you can actually put a hyperlink right to your business page. So that showcases right there on your personal profile a very important piece that a lot of individuals are not aware of. So with that, then when someone clicks on it, it goes to the business page. Now the business page, you can have multiple business pages if you can keep up to monitoring them and managing them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Once a week doesn't cut it. Once a month, you're out.
You really need to be posting consistently. I recommend 5 times a week, if at least once, if not twice, and not you need to have that engagement and the content going out so that those fans that actually have liked your page has a better opportunity of seeing it coming through their news feed. And that is where so many individuals I find are just really confused about the business page, because it has changed over the years. We've mentioned this a couple times on our radio show that, to really get a reach on your Facebook business page now, you almost have to pay to play.
Well, like you said, it's an amusement park.
So they have some awesome features on there, the boost to post, and then also the ads. So if you want to just kind of mention a little bit about Facebook ads and how those work.
Facebook ads are extremely powerful. They've tried to make it a little bit easier to work with, but there are some tips and tricks that you really need to know to be totally effective with it. But if you're trying to attract people that like your page, if you're trying to promote what you're doing, you have an event, you have a class that's coming up, boosting a post works really fine in that particular area. Mm-hmm. We had a client a few years back that was in the citrus business, and selling citrus was really, really a finite market. It was women in the cold months. It was women in the northern hemisphere of the U.S. Northeast area, and so it was really difficult to work on it and get it there. For one sequence of ads, we had 16 different setups for one ad layout. But anyway, on to this.
Well, and that's why the Facebook ads do work great. I mean, but you need to have, like Richard just said, you need to have a purpose in why you're running the ads. And those are done via your business page. And you want them to be coming back to information that's coming from that business page as well.
But you were talking about the linking, boost to post ads, it doesn't matter. They will show up on people's personal profiles. And
exactly,
then we get into my famous word, the art of unselling, because if you sit in there, buy my whatever, they're gone.
Well, and that's why you're doing they're coming through that news feed, and you're actually having them click on a button to learn more or to download. Whenever you're running those ads, you really want to gain their attention by offering them something for free so that you can capture that email. And then you have an opportunity to promote to them via your email campaigns. Because the thing about a Facebook business page, and it goes back to where things have changed over the years when Facebook changed their algorithm, which is the formula that determines what is and what is not seen in the news feed. And most individuals that like a business page, about 97% of them never come back to that page. They only communicate with the page if they see information coming through the news feed. That's why I said, think of knowing your people that are your fans are on Facebook by looking at the analytics on the back end of your business page. You don't see that on your personal. So that's why someone in business needs to have a business page as well as a personal profile.
Yeah, and going back to what you said, if you're selling, they're gone. You can't measure. They're in the time stamp short enough to measure it. So that's where you have to craft your message in such a way that you're enticing people to go ahead and click through. There's a lot of information. We all see it out there. Click here for a free report. Click here for this information or that information. And that's where Facebook excels, because it's a great medium for delivering content, either in a post, on your business page, through Facebook ads. The whole system is amazing, but after you go through all that process, how do you continue the conversation, Cheri?
Well, that's the question. I mean, that's everybody asks that. People are posting information, content on my Facebook page. Well, you want to, again, look at all the different features that business page has to offer. On a cover image, for example, which you don't have on your personal profile, on your cover image on your business page, you can actually add a button that, again, will take them elsewhere to learn more, to call you, you can take them to a video, you can take them to your website, etc. And then there are different applications, as we call apps, that you can actually add onto your business page as well. All of those features that you can use on your business page is one way to attract more fans into engagement. However, we come to the group. And the group is something that is misunderstood. There are many individuals that have been invited to groups, or let me just say, have been put into groups without being invited or asked, that get a little perturbed. That is probably my biggest pet peeve on Facebook, is when someone puts me in a group without actually sending me an invite so that I have the opportunity to go look at that group. The groups are where the actual engagement, the communication, the networking on Facebook takes place. So you really want to take a look at groups much, much differently than what you may have been looking at them before. But there are a number of things that you can do in groups. But before we actually go into all the different features and possibilities into a group, let's explain the difference between there's 3 different types of groups on Facebook. You have your what we call your open group, your closed group, and your private or secret group. Now, when you can set up a group yourself and become an admin of that group, or you can join a group that is one of those styles of groups. Now, when you actually create a group, you want to know, again, back to what you were saying when we first started, what's your purpose? What is the purpose of doing a group? Now, if you want to extend your business into a group and you want to get a lot of conversation and engagement and be kind of in control of that conversation, that is one reason you'd want to start a group. But you don't want to name the group your company name. You want to come up with a catchy name that is going to resonate with the type of individuals you want to attract. For example, health groups. There's so many different types of groups out there for health today. That is either for health product, healthy lifestyle, or, something to do with health. But you don't want to name, say if you have a product, you don't want to name the group the product. You don't want to name the group your company name. You want to have a catchy name, something like Get Healthy and Live a Healthy Lifestyle, or Be Happy and Healthy. Those are the type of creative ideas you have to come up with your group, because that's going to attract the individuals that are interested in that topic to come and join your group. Now, when you have an open group, the open group is found in a search. So on Facebook, on every page, they have that search bar. So when someone puts in a keyword or a keyword phrase, you would have an opportunity, if they were looking for something about be happy, be healthy, or get healthy, or something along that line, your group would have, that name would pop up in the search. So then someone could click on that and see what your group is about. Because as an administrator, you can put in a description, let people know that are looking at that group what it's all about. Now, an open group can be found in the search, and when someone comes to that group to determine whether they want to join, they can see who's in the group. They can also see the conversation that's going on in that group when it's open.
So when you mean it's open, it's really not, there's no real privacy going on in the group.
Precisely. Now, the one thing they cannot do is they cannot comment until they actually request to join. And then the administrator, or depending what their settings are set, if they allow the members to allow someone in, then whoever, has that capability will allow you to come into the group. And then you can start joining in the conversation. Now, a closed group, very similar to the open style of group, but the difference is, again, it's found in the search. So if someone is looking for a keyword or phrase in the search bar for different types of groups to join and get active in, then they would find it. They would then go and click on it, and they would actually be able to see who is in the group. But they're not able to see the conversation in the group. But they can see the parameters of the group if there's some rules or regulations, and they could have a better understanding what the group is about. So that's a closed group. And again, they would have to request to join. All groups you have to ask to join, or if someone actually puts you in the group, you can leave the group. You don't have to stay in those groups. I've removed myself from a number of groups almost every day that people put me in. And that's why I always recommend that you start a group, you invite people to come into the group. Now, a private group or a secret group is just that. It cannot be found in a search. And so definitely nobody's going to be able to see who's in it or what the topic of conversation is unless they've actually been put in the group. Now, why would you have a group like that? That would be more for maybe a membership group, or possibly like with us, when we have a couple groups in that category where when we are training a client or doing a course, we have support groups. And only those individuals that have been into some of our paid programs are brought into these groups. So those are more of the private type groups that you have to have been invited, or, again, you can't just go find them and ask to join them. So that's the difference between those three types of groups. But let's kind of go into some of the activity that happens in these groups and why it's so important to expand yourself and get involved in the types of groups. And what type of groups would you want to join?
Well, everybody knows I'm a pilot, or most people do. They listen occasionally. So I am part of a number of aviation groups that are out there on Facebook, and that's where I get a lot of the information and everything that I'm listening. I know about aviation, especially up and coming trends and new aircraft that are coming out and new ways to do things.
So if you were looking for a group to get connected with other aviators or people that are interested in aviation, businesses that maybe they're building planes, you would go to Facebook and you would start putting in some keywords.
Keywords in the groups, yes.
And then you would, in the little search bar, and then that would bring up some groups that might be started there. So then you would go and get involved in a group. Now, what would you do once you got in that group?
Well, once I go through the process of being admitted to the group, first thing I would spend some time doing is looking at who the members are in the group and looking at who the influencers are within the
like
group.
That, yes.
And then those people that haven't posted in the last year. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying they're bad. They're reading and consuming the information, or maybe they have gone. And then you have the middle group, which they're the people that read it, and they're the ones that just comment on everything. Mm-hmm. They're not going to originate anything that's there. So I kind of break it into three broad categories when I look at it. And it doesn't matter which one you're in. A group is totally valuable, even if you're in that third group where you're just picking up information about what's happening. And it's the greatest education you can get in the shortest period of time.
Mm-hmm. And when you're in a group, there's all sorts of different, it's just like, looking at a website almost. You have, different tabs that you can click on, the discussions, the members, the events, the videos, products, files. You can, the administrator can, and sometimes they allow the members as well to post files. So you can go download products or information that's in these groups as well. But there is a search bar within the group. It's up in the upper right-hand corner right below the cover image. And you can actually type in a person's name. Say that you were scrolling through the discussions and you saw some of the individuals that were posting quite often. And you think, they could be the influencers. Now, when you refer to an influencer, you are referring to someone that actually is a thought leader, is getting some good discussion going, and definitely someone you want to connect with or get to know, right?
Correct.
They are very much aware. So you can actually type that person's name in that little search bar that's within the group, and it brings up the whole stream of conversation or all the types of posts that they put in. So now you have an opportunity to go read all of their posts. So that search bar within the group is a key component that you really want to use when you're in groups and first getting involved in there.
And the general application across any business platform is, you want to know who you're dealing with. And this is an excellent way to determine what is happening in a group and how it's moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Well, and another question I'm often asked is, well, Cheri, if I have a personal profile and then I have a business page, why do I need that group? Can't I just get people to talk to me on my Facebook page, or take that information, share it over my personal profile and get them talking there? Yes, and yes. However, if you want to build a community and really want to build a tribe and start connecting more effectively and getting to build the relationships, groups is where it's at.
Absolutely. And again, going into the segments that I was talking about, if you produce something, tangible or intangible, you really want to be the head of the group. You want to be the person that originated the group and set it up, because it's a great way for you then to disseminate information in a non-threatening, non-sales format, but you get to be the influential leader one more time the word comes up. So yeah, I mean,
very good.
It's like anything else. We all got on Facebook. I got on Facebook. You got on Facebook. We weren't exactly sure what it was,
No, we weren't. I had no.
In fact, we went out to California, San Diego, to take a class from Mari Smith out there.
To figure out how to use this thing, right?
On that. So the whole thing flows through, on building all this stuff together, and that's really, really important that you do that. We all need a sounding board. We all need that person that we trust that's going to go, hey, what do you think?
And I loved how you said that. Become the influencer in there by building your own group. And if you really want to have Facebook work for your business, when you create a group, you're in charge. You set the rules. You can go out. You can have the keywords in there. You can invite people to that group that you know that you may want to have them do business with you, that are your ideal clients. And now you can only invite people to the group on Facebook if they're connected with you as a friend. And also, I need to make a point. Businesses cannot start a group. It has to be done from a personal profile. So again, that's another question. People go, I just want to do my business on Facebook. I don't want this personal thing. Well, if you want to engage with people and grow your business, you need to have a personal profile. Each one of these elements or components, as we call them, play a very important role, and they can all integrate and work together.
It's like a recipe.
Oh,
you want to cook a dish, okay? You just don't get a hunk of meat and a potato and put it out there and say, here's dinner. It goes through a process. You have to cook it. You have to season it. You have to make sure that you put the right sauces on it. You're building that flavor profile.
Ooh,
no different than a social media profile, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever. They're all the same. So you want to go through that process, and you want to let other people know about it by invitation. And that's the purpose of your profile.
Well, and those of you that follow us either on social media, come to our workshops, or active listeners on our social radio show, we talk about that KLT factor, the know, like, and trust. This is where on each of those places, the personal profile, the business page, and now in the group, you're building that know, like, and trust factor with people. You're actually getting people to know you, making a connection so they can get to know you better. You're also nurturing those connections more so in a group, because you're, again, getting conversations started and you're encouraging others to talk and communicate in those conversations. And there's a number of different ideas that you can do in a group. You can actually put in activities that on, say, Monday, you have a thread of conversation that's going to be talking about how do you keep yourself motivated, or, whatever you want to, you can direct the conversation and get people to start engaging and responding. And then the trust factor comes in where you're actually converting those connections, because within a group, if you're, say, and you don't necessarily always have to be the administrator of that group, but if you're very active and involved and engaging, you still can lead them elsewhere where they can get to know you better and possibly take them to a landing page where they can download a free gift, or that maybe they have you have a video there that tells about an upcoming workshop or a course that you're doing or something along that line, because you're getting to know them, you're having them to get to like you, trust you, and now you have friends.
And it's You
and
know,
they want to know more.
it's all a process of branding.
Yeah.
You know, the same process is how we brand different companies, different people when we do our work. But you have to be consistent, because when you're consistent, people are going to recognize you. And at whatever degree you want to take branding, because it's a very wide swath to take out there, people know you. You now are branded. People know who you are, they know what you do, and they know why they like you. Now, sometimes that takes weeks, sometimes that takes years to develop, but it's still a process that we're dealing with and putting this up and going and posting, sharing, and then developing raving fans, loyal people to you. That's where you do it on the groups. That's where you can have amazing conversations. There's one aviation group I belong to that I think there's only been like 3 or 4 questions asked in the last 5 or 6 years. They go on 1,000 comments long. I don't know how they get there. I don't know how deep Facebook goes. But
Wow.
on doing that whole thing. But it's all valuable information. And even if you don't agree with what somebody is saying, it's just like having a debate about a business topic. It's all valuable information that you need to know about, that you need to consider. So join a group. I challenge you to join a group today.
Yeah, I mean, first start joining
And our group.
start joining some groups if you are not yet in groups. I mean, and if you're in groups and you're not really, don't feel you need to be in those groups, leave the groups. You can unjoin them. There's a little button on the top that says when you're actually a member of a group, you can click on it, and where it says that you've joined it, you can actually say unfollow the group or leave group, and you can make, when you click on leave group, you can make a little notation to not allow someone else to put you back in that group. So if you don't want to ever be back in that group, make sure you click that little box.
Yeah, that was a great point you brought up.
So I hear a lot of people say, I leave these groups and they put me back in them. Well, you are in charge. You're in charge of everything you do on social media, on Facebook especially. You can, by those little check boxes and clicking yes or clicking no, you can stay in control of all your activity. And I know that's where it gets confusing. So definitely, get into these groups, experiment with them, leave the groups that you're not, there's no purpose for you to be in them. Now, there's another thing that a lot of groups are doing. Facebook has their marketplace, which is phenomenal. I mean, whenever you want to sell anything now on social media, you can actually go into a group that you belong to. There's a lot of garage sale type groups. There's a lot of, groups from the different areas of, in your community that allows you to actually list for items for sale. And what is so amazing, I love how Facebook does this. When you actually post an item for sale in one group, they give you the option of selecting, instead of having to go to every one of your groups to post that, you can actually click a little button and it'll post those items for sale on the marketplace on Facebook, as well as all the other groups that you may be active in that also allows you to sell products. So that is something that I'm seeing so many individuals take advantage of right now. It's just, and it works. I'm hearing testimonials all the time. We sold our furniture on there. I had it on Craigslist and nothing was happening. So I brought it over to Facebook, and oh my gosh, we had phone calls immediately, and people came in.
Like within an hour, folks.
I know. It was so cool. And so this is just another way to take a look at groups in your area, how you can maybe use them if you're looking for something that you want to buy, or maybe you're doing your spring cleaning right now and you want to get rid of a lot of stuff and declutter. Don't just throw them out, or don't do people aren't even having garage sales, I don't think, that much anymore. They're taking those items and putting them up here for sale because it saves them some time and energy.
You don't have to run around. You don't have to spend money with the newspapers. You've got the free mediums. Use it. Mm-hmm. Use it. It works. On putting all that out there together. But these are all just groups that have, I guess, spontaneously due to a need that's been recognized, come about. And the only thing that I would recommend people do is study a few groups about what they're interested in, join those groups, and then if you want to start your own group, go ahead and start your own group, and put that out there. Run a few promoted posts and drive people to your group. Let them take a look. It's easy to do. I would not recommend Facebook ads, but I would initially, when you get deeper into it, I would recommend ads. But initially, boost a few posts and see where the interest level is. Look at those people there. You could spend $10 or $20 and get yourself some people in that group.
Well, and another great thing is when you actually create a group, you can select to create what they call the unique URL for that group, which is the web domain name. You can then put that as a link in any newsletters you send out. You can put that link in a Facebook post or a Twitter post or any type of post, and that when they click on it, they come to the group. This is how you get the awareness out about the group, because that's another question. How do I get people in my group? You tell me not to just add them. Don't go through my whole list of friends and add them. You need to make it those that you are connected with aware of your group, but specifically target those individuals you want in your group, especially if you're going to use the group to expand your business communications. Because again, if you start the group, you're in charge of the rules and what can and cannot be said in that group. Yeah. Now, don't just sell to the people in there, but get them talking so you know how to serve them.
Get them so they want to purchase from you.
Yes.
Create the desire, like I say, unselling. But the whole process is, when you're out there, craft your words in such a way that you don't have to ask. We've all clicked on these links on Facebook, for this or that, for this free product, for this free service, for this free report. Click here. Well, the click here, it can be your group. Because can't you store documents in groups?
Yes, you can.
So we store documents in group. You get in the group. Now you can download a report or maybe a sequence of reports. So you can do the same thing called lead capture in a very specified form in a group.
You can also do Facebook Live right in the group. So then now you have a captive audience that want to know more about you. Because what you're doing when you start a group and you're driving people to join that group, you're setting yourself up as that expert, as Richard said in the very beginning, becoming that influencer, the thought leader, the person that people want to know more about. So why not do Facebook Live? I was reading an article. In fact, we're going to have to do a whole sequence on video. It's been a while since we talked about video, but Facebook Live, the more I'm reading about it now, within a few years, everything on Facebook is going to be video. So we have got to start adapting to this Facebook Live. I know we've done a couple here at our radio show, but we've also have done some within groups and on Facebook itself. But it is powerful, especially if you're in a group and you're doing a Facebook Live, and you can announce it to your group when you're going to do that so that they can put it on their calendar and they don't miss it. It's so easy for them to log on and listen, and you can, again, even put yourself in a different position to them.
Absolutely so. But you're still, here comes that word again, you're still now getting deeper into being an influencer.
Yep.
Influencers are what we all want to be. You look at the big people in your industry that are known statewide, nationwide. This is the process, knowingly or unknowingly, that they put themselves through. So eventually they had that brand. Got to be known before you're needed.
Exactly. Oh, that be known before you're needed. That is the whole process, the whole purpose of social media.
Yeah, it's a funnel. It's another funnel. What can you say? Funnel's another one of those big words that's out there today.
The top of mind awareness. I know that some individuals get very flustered with posting consistently. They said this just is not making my phone ring. It's not giving me business. However, if you're not there, what are you going to lose?
Here's the thing.
Clients, possibly.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. We're not in charge of when somebody wants to buy. Mm-hmm. We're not in charge of when they get the idea that I really need to start looking at getting new furniture, getting new cars, getting a boat, getting a plane, whatever. We're not in charge of when that happens. Mm-hmm. But we have to be in charge of once that happens, they know where to look.
Well, I met a gentleman yesterday at our Regional Chamber of Commerce. The Melbourne Regional Chamber of Commerce, as an ambassador, I was there. It's our new member orientation. And this young gentleman was introduced to me, and he goes, and he does social media as well. And I can't wait to just sit down and have a one-on-one with him because I love working with others that are in this industry. And, and I start seeing about the potential of him coming on and being a guest on our show and sharing. He's a millennial, so, definitely he's going to have a different outlook on how things are than we as baby boomers do. So I love to learn from everybody. But the first thing he says, oh my gosh, I see you everywhere. I'm so excited to meet you because I see you on LinkedIn and I see you on Facebook. I'm so excited to meet you. And it was like, he doesn't have any purpose for my services, but he sees me and he knows that I'm keeping myself top of mind. And that's very important. Now, another thing I was going to say about groups, I talked about the importance of actually starting your own group or, and inviting people to your group so you can start having more engagement and building your community, building what we call your tribe so that people can get to know you more and see you as that expert. But you also want to take time to research groups and get into different groups that your peers are in, because I have found it has been, years ago we got on the internet, we had the forums, the chats, rooms and such. This is a chat room in itself. These groups are. So when you get into groups with your peers, you can learn so much information from each other. You can also go in and ask a question because people are so helpful in these types of groups. They're not, we work in not in competition, but cooperation because we are helping each other. And so the groups are very beneficial to keep you on top of your skills, your knowledge, so that you can be more of an expert to those in your local area that are needing your services and such. So again, I challenge each of you to, if you haven't gotten active in groups, to definitely go and find some groups that you want to get engaged in and to meet people. It's a great networking tool. That's the best networking area on social media, on Facebook, is your groups. That's where that conversation is continued and you can truly take it to that next level. Look at the time.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. We could go on and on and on, can't we? Well, I just want to remind everybody that if you want to know more, again, about how to really effectively know which platforms you should be on, etc., we have our free workshop at the SBDC. That's here in Melbourne for our local listeners at the Melbourne campus. And Richard,
what's the date and time?
It is Wednesday, March 8th from 3 to 5 at the Melbourne campus for the SBDC. And you have the link for them to sign up. We do ask them.
Absolutely. Let me give it to you again. It's bit.ly/uppercase S, uppercase B, uppercase D, uppercase C, 3817. Hope to see you there.
Definitely. And again, it's all new content. So if we've done this workshop a couple times, but we made it all new this year for 2017. So we're very, very excited. So definitely tune into our Social Radio show and be with us here next Wednesday, again at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Time. And you can always listen to us live at listen.talknetworkradio.com. Download the free app on your Android or your iPhone at Talk Network Radio so you can take us and listen to us anywhere, which is exciting. And please give us a like on Social Radio show. Let us know what kind of conversations you'd like to hear us have on, and have as experts come and visit with us as well.
Absolutely so. This is so fun. I just enjoy doing this, and we're coming down to the end of the hour. Can you believe that? One more time.
So everyone go out, make it a great social week. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye.